Grenada made history today when it filed its first case with the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, in its original jurisdiction. The court deals with matters relating to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which deals with the Caribbean single market and economy. In this particular case, it has to do with the free movement within CARICOM. Now, back in October of 2016, while being in Barbados to renew their visas, the Gilbert family told a horrifying story of being wrongfully accused of stealing a mobile phone belonging to a store owner, which led to 3 of the family members being stripped, searched, and ridiculed by Barbadian police. Tamika Gilbert recounted that lawmen took her family to a police station despite no evidence that they had the missing cell phone, and it was there the nightmare unfolded. Tamika Gilbert, one of the sisters, said she was asked to take off all her clothes, stoop, and cough. In this case, the state of Barbados is being sued. Attorney for the family, Ruggles Ferguson, made the announcement today.
Back in October 2016, there was a Grenadian family, the Gilberts. Pastor Royston Gilbert, his wife, and 2 daughters went to Barbados to renew their visas, and they were due to come back that very night. And they had this horrific experience while in Barbados at the hands of the police. And in fact, this case says that even the most law-abiding citizens may one day have their own day in court quite unexpectedly, because they were enjoying Barbados as a family, and then the unfortunate events visited them, where the daughters were accused of stealing a cell phone, and that led, of course, to them being detained, stripped, made to strip naked, stoop and cough in the police station. And at the end of it all, what was even worse, if anything could be worse than the horrifying experience they went through, was the police insisting that Tamika changes a portion of her statement, that she must change a portion of her statement before she could be released. And in order to catch the flight to come back that night, she had to comply, or else the entire family would have had to overnight in Barbados and get new tickets to return to Grenada. So it's a very interesting case. It's a case that will impact not only the people of Grenada, but every traveler within the region who travels not just to Barbados, to other CARICOM countries. Because this case raises a new point never before taken before the CCJ, and that's why this case had to be carefully prepared.
In just a few weeks, Grenadians will head to the polls to vote yes or no to the CCJ being Grenada's final court of appeal. Given that the CCJ is 2 courts in one, attorney for the family sought to explain the difference in both courts.
That's an important distinction. We have the benefit of the CCJ being like 2 courts rolled into one. There's an original jurisdiction of the court. Now, mind you, it's the same court, same physical building, and it's the same judges. They just sit to hear different kinds of matters. So it's an issue whether these same judges sit in the same court using the same technology in its original jurisdiction, or whether they are sitting in its appellate jurisdiction. What the referendum is all about is joining the appellate jurisdiction of the court. And the appellate jurisdiction will be the court of final appeal, replacing the Privy Council. So right now, if one is dissatisfied with a matter at the magistrate or high court level, you can go to the Eastern Appeal, to the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal, and the 3 judges adjudicate. If you are dissatisfied right now with a decision of the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal, you can then go to the Privy Council, where 5 judges adjudicate. If the referendum carries and 2/3 of our people vote to replace the Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice, then what you have, instead of appealing from the Court of Appeal to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council in London, you will be able to appeal straight to the appellate jurisdiction of the CCJ. So the CCJ in its appellate jurisdiction acts as a final court of appeal. You must go through either a High Court or Magistrates Court, then your Court of Appeal before you can go to the CCJ in its appellate jurisdiction. However, in its original jurisdiction, the court is like a court of first instance. Original first instance, if you are complaining, like the Gilbert sisters are complaining, that their right to freedom of movement within the CARICOM community was breached by Barbados, then you go straight to the original jurisdiction of the court, because that court is charged as the exclusive court to interpret and apply disputes that arise under the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. So this case involves the issue of the right to move freely within Barbados. And the Shanique Marie case establishes the principle that freedom of movement does not involve just freedom to enter, but to move freely within. And what we are saying, the right of the Gilbert family to move freely within Barbados without harassment and undue interference would have been breached when the police treated them the way they were treated in this very hostile manner, and on top of it all, denying them to leave the station to return to their own country unless they fulfilled a precondition that they were insisting, and more particularly Tamika Gilbert saying, I am not signing any document. That is my statement, and you must accept it as it is. You can't tell me what to put in my statement.
For Mikey Live News, I am Mikey Hutchinson.